In the year 1698, a ghost arrived in Paris. It came not in whispers or shadows, but in a black carriage under the watch of armed guards. Its destination was the Bastille, a place where secrets went to die. There was no struggle, no sound of protest, only a chilling, absolute order. The prison's governor, a man of immense power, met the carriage himself. The guards, veterans of 100 battles, were under a single, unbreakable command: never speak of the prisoner, and never, under penalty of death, attempt to see his face. The prisoner's face did not exist. In its place was a mask of iron, lined with black velvet and locked fast. It was not a tool of common torture, it was an instrument of erasure. A declaration that the man beneath was no one, his identity permanently stolen from the world. For over 3 decades, this phantom had been moved from one prison to another across France. The mask was never removed. The question was not what he had done. The question that terrified a nation was, who was he? To understand the mask, you must first understand the man who commanded it, Louis XIV, the Sun King. This was a king who did not simply rule France, he was France. "L'État, c'est moi," he declared, "I am the state." His world was a grand performance, and Versailles was his stage. Every detail was crafted to reflect his divine glory, his absolute power. In the kingdom of the Sun King, there could be no imperfections, no rival light, no secret that could cast a shadow on his magnificent rule. A flaw in the story of his power was not just a mistake, it was treason. The prisoner's life was a paradox, a gilded cage. He was given fine clothes, the best food the prison could offer. He was allowed books and even a lute to pass the lonely hours. But this was not kindness, it was protocol, a meticulous set of rules designed to preserve a life while annihilating a person. The prison governor himself would serve his meals and remain standing until the ghost had finished eating. But secrets, like water, always find a way to leak. Whispers slithered through the corridors of power and the taverns of Paris. Who was he? Some claimed he was a disgraced general who knew too much. Others, a failed minister who had betrayed the king. Then came the ultimate taboo, a theory so terrible, so logical, that it could topple the throne itself. The theory whispered by the philosopher Voltaire, a story that explained the secrecy, the reverence, the mask, that the prisoner was the king's own identical twin brother, born on the same day, with the same face, the same claim to power. In the fragile politics of royalty, a twin was not a blessing. He was a living challenge to the legitimacy of the crown. A second son. And 2 suns cannot share the same sky. One had to be erased. In 1703, after 34 years of silence, the prisoner died. He was buried quickly, in the dead of night, under a false name. The state's machinery of erasure went into overdrive. The governor's orders were absolute. All of the man's furniture, his books, his clothes, were burned to ash. His cell was scraped down to the bare stone, as if to cleanse the very air of his existence. But while you can burn a man's body, you cannot burn a legend. The true horror of this story is not the iron. It is the power that forged it. The terrifying, absolute power of a state to decide that a human being no longer exists. To turn a man of flesh and blood into a secret, a phantom, a ghost in its own life. History has forgotten his name, but it will never forget his mask. It leaves us with one chilling, eternal question. Was the mask designed to hide the prisoner's face, Or was it meant to hide the true face of a monarchy, terrified of its own reflection? The story has come to an end. If it left a powerful impression on you, please consider supporting the channel with a like and subscription. It's the best way to ensure more stories like this can continue to be told. Thank you.